Want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, everybody. So I am outside. I don't know how well you guys can hear me, of course, because of the air conditioner is going off. It is 99 degrees outside. It is so hot. It is like really hot.
So we're outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, we are. Love you. Okay.
Are you hungry?
Not at the moment. I'm not very hungry now.
Are you a little bit hungry?
No. You can go get a brownie.
A brownie?
Mm-hmm.
What's brownie?
The brownies are in that little box on the counter.
Counter?
Uh-huh, they're on the counter.
Bye.
Bye, see ya! Hey peeps, Emersina here, and I'm back with another video, and I'm here today to talk about my piercings. I know it's not that exciting at all. My makeup is basically melting off my face already, but I'm here to talk about my experience, because when I got my first hole piercings, they were done when I was a baby. I had them done when I was a baby, so I have no memory of any pain or what they used or anything like that. I'm just going to assume that it was used with a piercing gun and not a needle. I have no idea, but now as an adult, it is quite different than, you know, getting it done as a baby. Okay, so we recently celebrated our 9-year anniversary, and on our anniversary trip, I wanted to get my piercings done. Now, I have been wanting these piercings for months and months and months, way before the whole trip. But I didn't know when or where I wanted to get it done yet, because I wanted to do research on the type of piercings that I wanted in my ears. Because I didn't know anything about them, I was doing research on the different names of the different kinds of piercings and stuff, like conches and helixes and, like, you know, just various different things that I really had no experience on or no experience with. I decided to do my research, and I do my research always before anything or everything. Usually when I make a decision, 9 times out of 10, I have completely already done my research. So it's just a matter of when or where. Anyway, so I was thinking about originally getting 2 helixes done, which is this piercing right here. I was thinking about getting 2 of them done more up, but I was thinking, no, I kind of wrap and everything, so it would be a lot harder for me, because I usually wrap over my ears a little bit, but I don't mind behind the ears wrapping at all. I was going to get 2 of these done, and then I was doing the double earlobes for sure. I wanted 2 in each earlobe, and I actually want 3. I want to add another one on each earlobe. But I was doing research on all of these different kinds of piercings and stuff, and what the healing times were, and I'm not the type of person to get a piercing like on another area of my body, really. I like them more like on my ears. It's so weird. For some reason, I've realized that I like my left ear to be more decorated than my right. Now, for me, that's kind of weird, because I like to have things even. So if I do one on one side, one on the other, right? But now I get why people do more on one ear, less on the other, or, you know, different variations of different piercings on each side. It's purely what you want to do, basically. And so I did more research on the helix piercings, I did more research on earlobes and stuff like that, and came to my husband, I was like, okay, I want to get these piercings done. I found a body shop in Oklahoma City, and I researched the heck out of them, because I wanted to be absolutely sure that I was going to a reputable place, a place that was clean, a place that knew what they were doing, a place that has been around for a while, and not some junky, gunky tattoo piercing parlor place, you know, because I didn't want to risk infection or anything like that. I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was getting myself into, and if I didn't feel comfortable there, I could leave. I was researching shops and everything, and one of the first things that popped up was 23rd Street Body Piercing up in Oklahoma City. And from everything that I had read and everything that I had researched, they've been around for a while, they know their stuff, they know what they're doing, basically. And I was like, okay, you know what? And they accept walk-ins too, so if you walk in and want to get something done, you can just walk in. How many times can I say walk in? And I was like, this is where I want my piercings done. I want it to be done by somebody who knows what they're doing and somebody who is not going to shove something in my ears and be like, okay, that's okay. That's good enough, you know? I finally decided on the second ear holes and a single helix. I was like, I want to get these piercings done while we're on our trip because the kids are at home, they're at the sitters, I won't have to worry about that, about getting a babysitter to do this. I could do it on our trip and I could just come home with new piercings and take care of it and everything, and you know, it was just easier to get it done while we were already up there. And it was one of the last things that we were going to do. I walked in and the whole place was clean and everything. I was nervous, you know, because I've never been pierced as an adult before, so I was thinking, I wonder how much it's gonna hurt, you know, because it's more of a localized place that you're getting it done. It's not like childbirth or anything like that where your entire body is like in pain, where you can feel it throughout your entire being. Because I heard that helixes hurt a lot. Everybody's different though, everybody's pain tolerance is different. And so while I was waiting there, they had this whole video thing up on the wall. They had this huge TV screen and it has all of this information on there about piercings, how to take care of every kind of piercing that you might get, including tongue piercings and stuff like that, and navel piercings, and basically a video of like how an aftercare video. Very informative, and it, you know, of course it goes on a loop, so while you're waiting there you can watch it, and if you've missed some things you can watch it over and over again. And I was nervous. I walked in and I was like, hi. I'm here to get some piercings done. And so the lady was so nice, she was just so amazing, and she's like, yeah, sure, what were you thinking about getting done? And I was like, I definitely want another earlobe piercing in each ear, and I definitely want a helix, but I can't decide if I want 1 or 2 helixes, but I think I'm just gonna go with 1 just to test it out. Like, I didn't want to do too much at once. I decided at the last minute that I didn't want to do 4 piercings at once, that 3 was okay. And if I decided that the helix was not for me, I could just take it out and have it heal up, or I can come back and get another one done if I want, if I decide that I like it and I want to keep it. She gave me all of the information that I needed. She asked for my ID, of course, because you have to be a certain age, and if you are under a certain age, you have to fill out all of this stuff. You have to have a parent with you and everything. So she hands me this clipboard, she looks at my ID, she made sure I was of age basically. She gave me a clipboard with some information to write down, like, you know, this is what I want to get done, this is my age, I don't have any like extreme medical conditions or anything like that, kind of stuff like that, because some people are squeamish around blood and stuff like that, and they just want to make sure that they're healthy enough to get that tattoo or piercing, because if you're not, they won't do it. So I fill out this paperwork and I turn it in, and she's like, they have this whole display case. They have all of these different display cases. They have these different pieces of jewelry that you can pick from to get pierced with. And of course I went with like the more cheaper side of stuff, and everything was hyperallergenic, metal free, nickel free, whatever free, even the gold pieces, like everything was free of, you know, if you have an allergy to any kind of metal, like if your ears are super sensitive, everything in that shop was okay for everybody. Which I thought was awesome, because my ears are a little sensitive and I wanted to make sure that when I got pierced, like I didn't pick something that wasn't, and I'm not a huge fan of gold. I'm diving into a little bit more gold jewelry. And so these are what I was pierced with, was what I picked, basically. And you could pick different sizes, bigger or smaller or something, whatever your preference is. I picked the jewelry that I wanted, and they add the piercing fees and the jewelry fees and stuff like that together as one. God, I'm trying to remember how much it was. It wasn't like incredibly expensive. It was like, it was either like 100 something. Yeah, I think it was like 100 something, but it wasn't like super expensive. And so I just sat down and I waited after I was done picking everything out that I wanted to be pierced with, and I was like, okay. And so I'm watching the video on the loop, and Doug is sitting next to me, and we're just kind of chatting, and we're watching all these different kinds of people walk in and out and, you know, get their stuff done and picking out their stuff. And I had never been in a piercing parlor before. I have never been in a tattoo parlor before, so it was a new experience for me. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. I didn't feel, I was like, I just walked right in and I asked questions and stuff like that, and nobody made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. I was nervous more because I was nervous about how the pain would be. And so they call me back, and I get this lady. Her name is Carrie, and she's amazing, and she's nice and just awesome. Like, as soon as I met her, she makes you feel so at ease about what's going on, and she talks to you and makes you feel comfortable. And I go in the back. You can't videotape and you can't take pictures in the back. It was almost like being at the doctor's office but for piercings, you know? And everything was like super clean and sanitary. And she asked me questions about what I wanted, kind of helped me clarify on what I wanted to do and everything. And she used this, like, she washed her hands and sanitized her hands, she put on gloves and stuff, and then she used like this pen or this marker thing to try to mark where I wanted the piercings, especially these, because I wanted them to be as even as possible. But it's hard because technically your ears are not really even. This lobe hangs a little bit lower than this one, so it took a while. I went to the back. Well, no, I went to the front because I wanted Doug's opinion, because I was like, okay, I think this is even and I think this is okay looking, and she thought so too. And I was like, I needed another set of eyes. So she was perfectly fine with that. She's like, yeah, just go ahead. And then I go back and then we marked my helix. Now, I was going to go a little bit higher, but I was considering my head wrapping. She actually had two different marks. She had one near the bottom and one up here. But I was like, well, let's try to, that doesn't look right. Like, I was just, that doesn't look right. It looks too high and too low. And she's like, well, what about the middle? Let's just do it in the middle. And so she marked it, and this is where it's at. I laid back on the table and I was watching her, and as she unfolded everything, she took stuff out of drawers and stuff, and everything that she used was like pre-packaged. Like, everything was packaged up, everything was sanitized. Because I never had this experience before, I didn't know if I was needing to sit up or lay down or something like that. So we were just like chit-chatting the whole time. And so I'm laying down. She starts with the right ear first. This is the right. I don't know how it's gonna look on camera. I don't know if it's gonna look opposite, but this is the right. She pierced from behind. I had not seen or heard of that before, but I get why, sort of. I guess it's more sanitary and like better now. But she used the needle and she pierced it from behind first, and it actually, this one didn't want to go through at first, and so she tried to pierce it again, like twice, like she's trying to get it through. Like, she tried to get it through once and it didn't want to go through, and then she got it through the second time, and then she put the earring in. This one actually was just first time, without a doubt, just a clean piercing. They hurt, but it was almost like somebody took their nails, like their fingers, and pinched on my earlobe for like 5 seconds. That's what it felt like to me. Now the helix one, because it kind of goes through cartilage, and it's higher up in the ear, and it's a different place and everything, it's not going through straight skin, fatty tissue or skin or anything like that. Now with that one, when she did that one hurt like a mother. Now everybody's pain tolerance is different, but I was like, holy shit. because I was like, oh, that one hurt. I was just like, ooh, that was so uncomfortable. And it was. And it hurt a lot more, and it burned and it stung for about 10 seconds afterwards. Like after she put the needle through and then she put the earring in, it burned and it stung for about 10 seconds and then it stopped. I'm laying down throughout this entire piercing process. And so I sit up. She's like, you can sit up as slow or as fast as you want. Like you can take your time if you need to, because some people are squeamish about it. Some people don't feel good after a certain amount of pain or something. I took a minute, but I sat up. She gave me a handheld mirror and she's like, what do you think? And I was like looking at it and everything. And when we were trying to figure out where to place them, she was giving me a mirror too. So I was just doing a lot of this. Asked how I liked it. Asked if I felt okay, like I wasn't dizzy or anything like that. She gave me a lot of information about the aftercare. So she answered all of my questions. She was really nice about it. And somebody's screaming. I don't know who it is. It's weird. My earlobes didn't hurt at all right after. Like, it was the pinching pain and then that was it. But like this one, a couple hours after, it was throbbing a little bit, and that's completely normal. Because, you know, it is a new piercing. It's a new hole in your ear and your cartilage and stuff. Like, it's a new thing that your body has to get used to. I had to do like a salt rinse a couple hours later. But I walked out and I got a salt rinse pack deal, and I got this saltwater spray and stuff, and I got a lot of information about what I needed to do, and the earlobe ones should be healed soon. I think they're almost healed. But this one is going to take probably, they say 6 months to a year or something. I walked out of there and I was like, woohoo, I got my piercing done! Taking pictures and stuff like that. And I felt weird because I had to take my first whole earrings out. I had such a great experience. Like, everybody was so nice and so thoughtful and caring, and they were really considerate of like, hey, if you feel a certain way, let us know and stuff like that. Like, they were very caring there. For my first time being pierced as an adult, even if it's in my ears, it was an amazing experience, and I would definitely go again, and I will, to get more done. I really want to get more done, actually. I would have to say that now, looking back on it and knowing what I know now and having these couple of weeks to take care of everything and wash everything, I would probably next time go with smaller piercings for the earlobes and probably for the helix too, but I like what I picked out. It's just the only thing is that sometimes I'll bump this and it's just like, ugh. And I think after my earlobe ones heal, I think I'm going to get I might get another ear hole, like a third one done in each ear. I don't know if this story time video was kind of boring. You know who inspired me though? Because I had been thinking about these piercings probably for like a year now. It wasn't until Messy Jessie Beauty on YouTube and her ear piercings and stuff, and I was like, I really like that. I really want that. And I had wanted it before, but I didn't really have the drive to actually do it for myself. That kind of gave me the push to get it done, because I was like, you know what? I want to do something for me that I know that I will like. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I was like, I'm going on an anniversary trip with my husband, so let's do this. I love him so much. I know I keep like showing the left one, but yeah, I mean, I just... So that is the little story of me rambling about getting my piercings done and my experience, and I had a really good experience the first time, and I feel grateful for that, because a lot of people don't have a great first experience like that. And I would say, after the fact, do your research, know what you want. If you change your mind, change it before you get it done. Even if it's right before, make sure that they know of your changes and stuff beforehand.
Yes, Mama.
Yes. But mostly just do your research and make sure you find a good place, you know. So I'm going to put a link to the place that I went to. I'm gonna put a link about their website. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very good with outros, so anyway, so that is my experience. And if you guys have piercings or anything like that, like, what are your experiences with getting pierced as an adult? Whether it's your ears or belly button or like anywhere, like your tongue or something, like what's your experience? If you want a piercing, what would be your next piercing? I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!